So Crystal and I, we noticed that there was a section that we discussed between ourselves, but we never filmed it. And it's kind of important. And so we want to put it in recorded form. And
it's a small section.
It is. It is a small section, but it's very important because it's a whole, it's Guts putting on the armor for the first time. And the concern that everyone had with him doing that, we know enough from what Mon Chéri said that it can be very destructive to the person wearing it. So we're pins and needles. We're worried about it. And so he puts it on because he basically says he was out of gas. And so he needed it because they had those crocodilidiles and those elephants that thought they were man-eaters. And they had to deal with those. He puts on the armor. He devastates those creatures. Oh my gosh. He devastates them. And he literally saves the day. But there's great concern because he seems to be lost. He's lost in the suit itself. And Mon Chéri, who knows the most of all of them, is extremely concerned. How am I going to get him out of there? How am I going to communicate with this great, the Black Swordsman? She's at a loss. Who should come to the rescue? Flora, the beloved Flora, who I might add is looking quite lovely in the interstices.
What did you say?
She's in that between netherworld or whatever.
The ethereal realm.
Yeah, the ethereal realm. And she's able to communicate with her favorite, who knows, maybe her only student, but I have a feeling she's been around a long time. She had more than one student, but by far her favorite student. And she communicates in such a way to let Mon Chéri let her know that it's gonna be okay. I've trained you well. You are a fantastic student. You're ready to go out, find your own path. It's gonna be okay.
She's like passing the torch.
Yeah, definitely passing the torch. And you and I and everybody listening, we know she's a great little good witch. The only one who doesn't know it is her, but she's starting to figure it out. And one of the people helping her to figure it out is none other than Guts. He knows when to put a hand on her shoulder and say, gonna be okay. You know what you're doing. We trust you. We're with you. Don't worry. So he's doing his battle, but it's taking its toll on him. Finally, she's able to get through, again, thanks to Flora, probably giving her some hints on what to do next. And they escape. And it's a good thing because Guts is ravaged by this. And I, for one, was very concerned. What's this thing gonna do to Guts? Come on. It seems to take away more than it gives. In other words, it gives him the opportunity to win a battle, but at what cost? So Crystal and I were talking about this and we asked ourselves this very important question. Skull Knight, we've made the determination that we think we know who he is, the old King Berserk. And he's sort of skin and bones, mostly bones underneath that particular armor. So we were wondering, did he own the Berserker suit before Guts ever got his hands on it? And is he a bag of bones today because that suit wore him down to his skeletal structure? I'm suggesting yes.
And also, did he take the form of a skeleton because as King Berserk, he was donning the skull helmet?
Yes.
Kind of like how when Griffith...
That's how he saw himself, right?
Yeah. Kind of how when Griffith became Femto, he still had that like hawk kind of look to him where like he embodied his armor.
Yeah.
And where Guts sees himself as like a mad dog.
Mm-hmm.
And what did you say? You said something profound. You were saying that it kind of eats you down to like your inner core.
Yeah, eats you down to your essence.
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting because we also feel that Guts is a good guy. And we are all in agreement, I think, that Skull Boy is a good boy. Good boy! But maybe he didn't come around to that conclusion about himself until the Berserker armor had eaten him down to almost nothing. But what's left is definitely someone who comes alongside and helps out. We don't want that to happen to Guts because we all see a future between him and Casca. We want to think so.
Now, do we think that Sherry has a similar fate with Guts? Kind of like Flora in the Skull Knight? Like maybe she was supposed to be his anchor to the real world, and maybe that's what Sherry's supposed to be for Guts.
I think it's fair to say that Flora was the one who kept Skull Knight going for this 1,000-year period. And Shiriki...
We don't understand what you're saying.
and Mon Chéri is gonna be, whether they know it or not, the one who keeps Guts going. But again, I'm hoping that Guts pulls off what he needs to pull off before he's devoured by the suit itself. Because now we know from having read pages ahead, he's wearing it all the time. And Mon Cherie is concerned when he takes it off. She tries to apply her magic to patch him up. And she says, oh, this is really helping, but it's not helping. So it's taking its toll on Guts. Oh, that Guts would pull through.
Flora had said to Sherry, like, I'll see you in your dreams. Is that foreshadowing? Is Flora going to come back? Is she going to help at like a really important time? I think so.
I think so. Let's not forget, long before this book was written, who should come back to see Luke Skywalker?
Obi-Wan?
Obi-Wan came back, and even Darth Vader, his father, I'm your father. Even he came back from that ethereal world to encourage Luke. So I'm sure Mr. Berserker saw those movies. So they'll be back. She'll be back. And I'm glad, because we all really like Flora.
It was a nice, short little excerpt, but I feel like it did deserve its own space.
And I might add, Flora's quite the looker in this interstice.
You said that.
Yeah,
You have a crush on Flora now? Who don't you have a crush on?
Well, you know,
Farnese is the only hot girl that you don't have a crush on.
Well, give it time.
You know what? Fair enough.
But Flora is really quite a lovely gal.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah.
Are you going to give me a closing? I've been trying to get you to.
Yeah.
I had to cut him off. He wouldn't stop talking about Flora. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. He started getting weird at the end. I had to cut him off.
Like, follow, subscribe, share it with a friend would be fantastic. In the meantime, goodbye.